been a proud house once, made of fine totara, square and solid. It had been built in the early days of the town by a Scottish settler, and this was his present to the future, an elegant lady. However, the owner was reluctant to live in it, and was unable to sell it. Rumour was rife that the house was haunted, but this was a fanciful tale. Hauntings, according to the experts, only occurred in houses with history, castles and houses that had seen scandal, bloodshed, and secrets. This was not a house like that. Yet, those who had lived there reported tweaking and creaking, moaning, groaning, and rattles, doors that opened by unseen hands. Many fancied this elegant lady, but found she was frigid, a coldness that was not natural, a chill that filled each room and caused shivers to warn them off. A buyer could not be found. Finally, a reward was offered to set the record straight. A reward to anyone who would spend the night in the house and convince the owner that nothing was amiss. A hardy soul who could vouch that no spirits were abroad. Such a person was difficult to find. There were many who offered. Those who had a reputation for imbibing the moonshine to quell their personal spirits were not considered reliable. Many knights of the road who were glad of a place to repose were not considered suitable. There were ladies of the night, but no. Finally, the owner found not just one, but 3 willing participants. Not that they were willing to discount the rumours of hauntings, but the glitter of the reward and the security of the other 2 watchers helped to persuade them of their civic duty. The first to volunteer was the parish priest. His belief in the supernatural was well known, and he felt sure that if any wayward soul would communicate with him and seek forgiveness, he could give it on behalf of the Almighty, and that would be that. He would bring with him a crucifix, a vial of holy water, and a prayer missal for protection. The doctor decided to do some research. He was a skeptic, but a man of science. He carried with him a tendon hammer, some smelling salts, and a lantern. The third person was a woman. She was a forthright woman, spoke her truth, gave her opinion on any topic. She entered with nothing. The night was chosen, the night of the full moon. A crowd gathered outside. Each watcher went into a separate room and resolved to call for help only if absolutely necessary. So the night passed. To the crowd outside it seemed as if nothing had happened. There had been no cries, no calling, no untoward banging or movement. But as the day dawned, the priest emerged. He was pale and distraught. He spoke of the fires of hell surrounded by painted lady butterflies that stared at him all night. And he was fixed there, unable to call, unable to move until the light crept in. Then the doctor came out, shaking. He told of thunder, a pounding in his head so loud that he could no longer hear, but could only feel the throbbing. Then the light came in, and with it silence. The old woman then walked out. She had heard or seen nothing. There was no spirit in the house, she said. If the others had been haunted, she said, it was because they were facing their own demons. Maybe, she said, they would now be able to overcome them. She refused to elaborate, collected her share of the reward, and went home. However, with the evidence of the two men affirming that some unexplained events had occurred, the owner and the townsfolk agreed that the house be torched. So it was, burned to the ground, and the ashes buried. It was only much later that it transpired that the priest had broken his vows, hence the flames of hell staring him in the face. The doctor had a problem, not with ghostly spirits, but with bottled spirits, hence the thunder as he faced his personal demon. The old woman, whose advice had not been heeded, said little and did nothing. She mourned that the fine old house was destroyed for secrets, not spirits. As the foundations were dug up to make way for a new building, it was found that the roots of a eucalyptus tree, grown close to the house, had entwined themselves about the piles of the old houses, and no doubt had caused it to shift, maybe to lean. That could account for doors opening, creakings and shaking in the wind. So, was it really a haunted house?